Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something absolutely essential: keeping the money you've already worked so hard to earn. Look, every single month, millions of incredibly hardworking people are quietly losing a pretty huge chunk of their income. And what's wild is, they aren't losing it in stock market crashes, and they're not falling for elaborate online scams either. They are losing it through something way more ordinary and frankly completely preventable. They're losing it to everyday bills they simply never negotiate. So we're going to break down exactly how this happens, why it happens, and most importantly, how you can put a stop to it today.
It's the ultimate question we all ask ourselves, right? Just picture this totally common scenario. It's late at night, raining outside, you're sitting alone at the dining table. Suddenly, your phone screen lights up. It's a credit card due date, then an internet bill, then an insurance premium, an EMI reminder. One by one, these notifications just keep popping up. The salary comes in, and almost immediately it feels like it just vanishes into thin air. It's quietly draining your future. And honestly, the absolute worst part about this whole cycle, most people have totally accepted it. We've been conditioned to think this constant quiet drain on our resources is just, a normal part of adult life.
Okay, let's dive into this middle-class squeeze for a second. Think about the first of the month. It starts with this amazing surge of hope, right? The bank balance is full, you feel super secure, but then, boom. By the 30th of the month, that hope is entirely replaced by pure stress. You check your account and the funds have silently vanished to EMIs and subscriptions. You're sitting at the family dinner table silently calculating expenses in your head while your kids ask about a summer vacation, and you literally just don't know how to make the math work. But here's the thing. People are not financially strained just because they don't earn enough. They stay stressed because nobody ever taught them how their money is quietly escaping them.
Now this brings us to a massively disruptive revelation. Seriously, lean in for this one. Your bills are negotiable. Yes, your internet bill, your insurance premium, even your mobile recharge. Most companies can reduce these costs instantly. But here is the massive catch. They are never, ever going to volunteer this information. In fact, billion-dollar companies actively pray, like they genuinely cross their fingers and hope that you never realize your static recurring bills can be lowered. They rely heavily on the fact that most people feel too uncomfortable or just way too busy to ever pick up the phone and ask a simple question about their rate.
And that reliance builds two completely different financial realities, depending entirely on which side you choose to be on. On the left, you've got the passive payer. They just blindly pay whatever number is printed on the invoice. They stay silent, and they lose money. But on the right, the smart negotiator. They ask a few basic questions and save thousands. We're always trying to save money by, cutting out our daily cup of chai or skipping a small snack. But the staggering reality is that having just one simple, confident conversation with a corporate call center saves you way more money than a whole year of denying yourself those tiny daily joys.
Section 1. Lowering your internet bill. Look, internet providers absolutely love loyal customers, but simply because loyal customers rarely complain about price hikes. They literally bank on your complacency. When the provider slowly bumps the price up year after year, the loyal customer just sighs and keeps paying. So the crucial point is knowing exactly what to say to break that cycle. And here's the exact script you can use. Notice the tone. It's not aggressive, you aren't angry, it's just calm and confident. Hi, I've been a customer for a long time, but this price feels too high now. I'm considering switching providers. Are there any retention offers available? Boom. When you say those exact words, you instantly shift from being a passive payer to a flight risk. The customer care agent suddenly gets very attentive because they have specific retention protocols and discounts waiting for exactly this scenario.
And look how quickly those small retention discounts actually compound. Let's say that one simple sentence gets your internet bill reduced by just 400 rupees a month. Okay, maybe that doesn't sound totally life-changing on its own, right? But 400 rupees a month equals 4,800 rupees saved every single year. That is a hard, tangible return on investment for a phone call that takes, maybe 5 minutes of your time? One sentence, one brief negotiation, and you've successfully kept nearly 5,000 rupees right where it belongs, in your own pocket.
Section 2. Slashing insurance premiums.
Now, if internet companies rely on your complacency, insurance companies completely count on your fear. When that renewal notice arrives, they know you'll likely just pay it to avoid rocking the boat. You're terrified of losing your coverage, so you just swallow the higher fee and move on. And honestly, this is exactly where these companies generate some of their biggest profit margins. But we are not going to renew blindly anymore. Before you pay that next invoice, here are the active steps you need to take. Step 1. Always compare competitors online first. Get your data. Step 2. Call your current provider. Step 3. Negotiate the premium based on the research you just did. Again, you don't need to be aggressive to do this successfully. You simply need calm confidence armed with alternative options.
And to make it super easy, here's your exact friction-free script for that phone call.
I found similar coverage at a lower premium. Can you match or improve this price? It's a highly effective, totally reasonable question. It puts the ball entirely in their court. You aren't threatening them, you're simply presenting them with a market reality and giving them the fair opportunity to keep your business.
The results of asking this simple question can be absolutely massive. We're talking like 12,000 rupees saved massive. When you successfully negotiate down a bloated insurance premium, you aren't just saving pennies here and there, you are unlocking substantial capital. And suddenly, that family vacation your kids were asking about at the dinner table, it doesn't feel impossible anymore. It feels entirely within reach, all because you just refuse to be penalized for your loyalty.
Section 3. Cutting unused phone data.
Have you noticed how telecom companies constantly flash these endlessly complex recharge plans on our screens? They are quietly upselling you to bigger and bigger plans. And this brilliantly illustrates the invisible waste happening right under our noses. In so many cases, a user might only actually consume 40% of their data allowance. Think about that. That means 60% of that monthly bill is pure, unadulterated waste. It is money flushed away on quiet upsells that offer absolutely zero actual value to your daily life. You are literally funding their profit margins with money you get no benefit from, simply because they convinced you that you needed this massive unlimited safety net.
So the massive takeaway here is that small changes equal big savings. Taking just a few minutes to look at your actual data usage statistics and confidently downgrading one unnecessary mobile plan might feel incredibly small in the moment. Sure, it might only be a few hundred rupees, but when you repeat that small victory every single month across multiple different bills, it completely changes your financial trajectory.
Section 4. The path to financial peace. Let's zoom out for a second. True financial freedom doesn't just instantly begin when you become massively rich or start buying luxury items. It actually begins the exact moment your money stops leaking out of your accounts without your permission. To make that transformation from a passive payer to an active wealth retainer, here are the empowered habits you've got to adopt. 1. Compare your bills every time they renew. Just make it a routine. 2. Call customer care and use those calm, confident scripts we talked about. 3. Ruthlessly downgrade unused plans. It's all about taking active control over these automated corporate systems that are quite literally designed to quietly empty your pockets.
Remember this absolute core message. Wealth is not only about earning more, it's about losing less. You work incredibly hard to bring that salary home for your family, but you're losing thousands upon thousands of rupees simply because you never ask one slightly uncomfortable question. Taking a deep breath and making that one simple phone call is hands down the absolute most efficient way to stop the silent drain on your wealth.
We're going to leave you with this final, provocative thought today. Control your money, or your money will control you. Real financial freedom isn't about driving a flashy car. It's about peace. It's about being able to sleep soundly at night with that creeping fear of vanishing funds. It is about becoming financially unbreakable. The habits you choose to build right now, just the simple decision to pick up the phone and negotiate, will completely dictate your future. So the big question is, are you going to keep paying the hidden cost of silence? Are you ready to finally master the art of negotiation? Take a good look at your bills tonight and start asking those questions.